Hi, this is Cynthia Ortiz. It is the early morning hours of February 6th, 2022. It's been a hellacious day again, thanks to Mr. Perry. So, we've documented that Mr. Perry likes to use my family to hurt me, and that's been going on for some time now. I'm going to do the disclaimer real quick. Use allegedly. Nobody's been convicted in a court of law yet. We assert all constitutional rights, including free speech, held in New York Times Company versus Sullivan and Garrison versus Louisiana, and any other upholding of the First Amendment. Everybody that's stalked, like Polly Peretti, TikTok Girl, Lori Bory, and Taylor Swift, and I think David Letterman, too. People that are stalked have the right to say something if we're hurt by the stalker. And the stalker does not have the right to cover up the crime. Sorry, that's not how that works. By the way, stalking is a crime, felony in Oklahoma. So when a woman tells a guy, leave me the fuck alone, I don't have feelings for you. You make me want to throw up and you make my skin crawl. Don't contact me or anyone I know again. Don't bother me anymore. And they continue to force themselves on a woman against her will and have her followed and try to frame her for this crime and that crime. And Mr. Perry's been, oh my gosh, he's been at it for a long time. Right now, he's really ramping it up. The harassment, the coercion, the desperation. Let's get her back in jail so I can announce my candidacy. Every time it's time for him to run for office, let's put Cynthia in jail so we can shut her up. Well, you wouldn't want to do that if there was nothing to hide, would there? So because of all that, we're also applying the but-for standard. I have to document this shit because you're going to jail. I know you think you're not, but you keep asking who told. If you have to ask who told, then you got a problem. You got a big problem. Somebody's telling somebody. I'm finding out about it. So it goes from somebody to police. And police tell me, and they have been since 2015 McNamara email, in which you're trying to do the same thing, just switch up the details a little. The McNamara email details out coercion. I gave it to my ex-husband. He's trying to find a way to put me back in jail. He's trying to find. This says it right here, highlighted. The highlighted part is stated October 29, 2015. So use my ex-husband, use my kids, use my family is what he does. So the but-for standard is to document, just like I did this here when I said he's trying to arrange a false arrest. He wants to coerce me. He wants to lie. I won't give him one. And he's never, ever in his life been caught this much in crime. He never gets anything out of all this shit he does, but he gets caught. I moved twice to get away from him. I left in 2014, like 8 years ago. I've lived in Oklahoma longer than I lived in Lubbock. I hate Lubbock. I hate Charles Perry. I don't want any contact with him. I want nothing to do with him. And he's forcing himself on me against my will. It's pissing everybody off. So, Mr. Perry, you got a lot of people going, why is he all concerned about who told? Why the fuck is he doing that shit to her all the time? You get caught every time. In your life, when have you been caught this much? And then you're slow mentally. I mean, very fucking slow. Because you go right back at it. And we're all like, what the fuck is... I don't have any words for that, sir. You get caught every day. Since the McNamara email 7 years ago. And every day since, you're caught. Try to do something to hurt me. And your question is, who told? Is your family leaking? And I've told you over and over and over, stay the fuck away from my family. Even just a semi-smart person would go, if her family's leaking, maybe we shouldn't go to her family and ask them to hurt her. It's psychological torture. Lonnie Athens, the criminologist at Seton Hall University, went over that in his book, Why They Kill. Brutalization, one person watches another hurt someone, beat someone, and they can't do a fucking thing about it because you threaten them too. Like Nazi Germany, kill the Jew or I'll kill you. You're asking people to abandon their ethics, their morals, their principles, and do something they know is illegal and wrong. So what in the fuck is wrong with you that you would psychologically torture my family that way? You get caught every time. How slow do you have to be to not get the pattern at this point? When you fuck with me, you get told on. When you fuck with me, you get told on. In your life, when has your crime been caught this much? Write it down. I'd like to know. Who the hell gets up the next day and does the very same thing all over again? Over and over and over. Stay the fuck away from me and my family. Stay the hell away from me and my family. Stay the fuck away from me and my family. Get the fuck out of our lives. Don't contact us again. Mind your own business. Don't tell me what to do. He's typing in my phone today. Go drive. So my ex-husband came up and we're platonic friends. We hang out sometimes. So as he's leaving, he goes, "You want me to take your car and gas it up?" I said, "Sure." So he takes yesterday, takes my car and gasses it up and comes back. My guys are like, you know, we don't trust him. They all wanted him to take you to Zeos. We told you don't go to Zeos. Robertson's got a hookup there. They want to put a gun in your car, in your trunk. So I didn't go. My ex-husband wanted to go to Zeos. Today he's taking my car. So I don't have my car. I don't have possession of it while he's gassing it up. He brings it back. My guys are like, "Check the trunk." Actually, what I do, because Mr. Perry's threatened this so much, every time I fucking leave, I have to check everything. I check under the seats. I check in the pockets. He's got a key to every car I've had. So, you know, why would I not check it? I've had the oil drained out of it. I had to check the oil too every day or two. Every time I leave, gotta do this, big old huge check over my car to make sure nothing's been planted. Because if somebody's got cameras in your home, they can see when you're sleeping. Well, we have a witness that said Mr. Perry trolls women, puts cameras in their house, finds divorced women with kids, causes them to lose their job, then he hacks them so they can't find another job. It's called economic abuse, Mr. Perry. It's domestic violence. And economic subjugation. Then they lose their house. Then he has the ex take the kids away. Now they're unfit. Perfectly nice, normal, happy family. Their world is blown up. Mr. Perry, shut up. He types in my computer when I do these. And when I say shut up, he does. So remember who it is you're talking to. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? Remember who it is you're talking to. And shut up. You are not asked what you think. No one cares who told. You know what everybody wonders? Why in the fuck is he doing that shit to her? Why in the fuck is he doing that shit to her? So apply the but-for standard and reasonable, prudent individual standard. There's the fucking disclaimer. Happy? I asked you to leave me alone. Get out of my phone. Get out of my computer. Get your cameras off me. Stay away from my car. Stay away from my family. And get the fuck away from us. Get out of my life. Every time you fuck with me, you get told on. It's a pattern a 6-year-old could have figured out the third time it happened. So our shrink is like, well, these guys, all of them, I'm concerned about their mental status because if they can't tell 7 years later, every time they mess with you, they're going to get caught. We're watching everything they do. We're watching everything you do. Because if we didn't, you'd be dead. I wasn't supposed to say there was an investigation. But Perry got recorded talking about killing me so much, they go, maybe you should tell him there is one, so that would deter him from killing you. But you're not allowed to say who we are. It's a need to know. So Mr. Perry, so that's the question everybody else has, Mr. Perry. People who aren't sociopath and have empathy for what you're putting me through and are sick and tired of watching it. You're deranged, sir. You're demented. You're disturbed. You're creeping people out. You're disturbing everyone else. You're pissing everybody off. And their questions aren't who told. Their questions are, why the fuck is he doing that to her? To begin with. Who told doesn't matter. What matters is, why is he putting her through all that? Get a life and get the fuck out of mine. I mean, you're caught. I've said it over and over. He's using my family to hurt me. So my ex-husband takes my car for gas, and my guys want me to check everything. So I did. I checked everything. There's nothing there. That didn't mean he didn't do something when he was in possession of my car. They don't trust him. They don't trust him. My guys don't trust my ex-husband. So he did have my car. He did take it by himself. I wasn't with him. He gassed it up. Guys don't, we don't. God only knows what else. Hopefully nothing. Brought it back. But the car was not in my possession. Anything. He could have done anything. And so then Perry's typing in my phone, go drive. Go drive. I'm like, oh my God. I don't listen. I don't do you're going to coax me into something. I've never said, oh, okay, and done what he says, ever. What I say is, no one asked you what you thought. You need to remember who it is you're talking to. When you contact me at all, in any form at all, you get told on. You get caught. That's all you've got in 12 years since I met you. You just get caught. Your crime has never been this caught. You did what the McNamara email said months later. You did it. You arranged a false arrest. The charges were dismissed. We're in court, sir. And I always start really having money problems right around the time something's due for court. Well, I'm supposed to file an amended petition. Sure as shit, I start having money problems again. And, if I'm doing Uber Eats and I'm trying to make money doing that, and he jams up the app, I can't make money doing that. Get the fuck out of my phone. Stay the fuck out of my house. Stay the fuck out of my car. Go away. No one asked you what you think. You weren't asked. And you need to remember who you're talking to. Shut the fuck up and leave me alone. It's Mr. Perry, it's outrageous that you're still going at this. I don't even have words for that. This is the thing I was supposed to testify for Mike. Here's the deal on that. Again, the guy has not a mark on him. Anyone can see that. And if you imagine something, you can read the arrest report. It says he had nothing on him. A red swollen right hand, which had an IV needle in it. I said in March 2020 he wasn't tested. He was drugged and not tested till he got to the hospital. What do you know? A couple months later, they did depositions, and sure as shit, that's exactly what happened. You can't beat someone to death when you're passed out unconscious because you've been drugged and you have not a mark on you. And so you guys, instead of going, yeah, he probably didn't do it, we support cops. We back the blue. We had nothing to do with the vandalism or the murder. So let's find out who did, because we want all suspicion off of us. You didn't do that. You fucking starved me. I did a week without electricity and food. A week. My punishment for taking Mike's side. I didn't take his side. I don't know the guy. What I did is I looked at the evidence. I'm the daughter of a police. I'm the granddaughter of a police chief. I'm the great-granddaughter of a detective, captain of detectives. I'm taught all my life, look at the fucking evidence. People lie, evidence doesn't. And instead of looking at the facts and going, we don't want that suspicion on us that we did that vandalism or the murder. So we need to find out who did this. And clearly he didn't. You framed him instead. And you went at me. Witness tampering. You're in trouble. My guy's going to get you. Harassment of my witness. Tampering with my witness. In the act is grand larceny with intent to coerce. Interference with contracts and commerce. Interference with interstate contracts and commerce. If I can't fulfill the terms of a contract because you're getting in my wallet, That's your problem. You're going to have to deal with it in your criminal case. So my guy tells me, we got a guy that was like, she went a week without electricity and food from them punishing her for this. A week for a guy she doesn't even fucking know. Man, that is nothing short of heroic right there. There's people don't exist like that anymore. My guy says not only that, but she really didn't, she was pissed about it, but she didn't complain much because she goes, well, Mike has it worse than me. As shitty as it is to take cold showers, have to live in the dark with a bunch of flashlights and a candle, and I went and got a bean dip from QT and lived on that for a week. That's all I had to eat for a week. They took my money that bad. So he goes, you have my full support. Whatever you need, I'll help you. I can't believe they're putting her through that. So you're not impressing people, you're pissing everybody off. You got another leak from that one. No one cares but you who told. Everyone else wants to know why the fuck you did that to begin with. So the vandalism was somebody got in my car with a key and put powder all over it in the back of it, in the trunk. So I have to do a check over my whole car. What do you get? We need to plant something in my car, and then here comes a cop. Just so happens along to pull me over, find something in it. You called the cop. You told him we put something in her car. Pull over and find it. Is what you did. If that happens, and then I'll have another I told you so. So yesterday the car was not in my possession for about 20 minutes while my ex-husband took it to get gas. And they already don't trust him. There's a reason for that, Mr. Perry. And you keep asking if my family's leaking, and I'm going to tell you one more time. Stay the fuck away from my family, Mr. Perry. Stay the fuck away from me and my family. Mr. Perry, leave me alone. Leave me alone. The delusion in your head and you're creepy, is icked and slimed all over us, and we're gagging on it. You're an imposition and a burden. We're sick of you. And the only thing that's happened in 12 years is you get told on and caught and told on and caught before you start ordering me around. Go drive right after he fills it up. Why? What'd you do? Why? What did you fucking do? Remember who it is you're talking to, sir. You are off your nut. They think you're fucking severely mentally retarded to go right back at it again and again and again after you just got caught. And then I'm going, well, but I did say, well, I told you so. Over and over and over and over and over. When you fuck with me, you get caught. When you fuck with me, you get told on. Because I have help. I can't do that by myself. And even my guys get 98% of it. We didn't know about the brick you were going to have thrown at me on the freeway that totaled my car. Cracked my engine in two. Had I not gone out a different way to get away from your guy sitting there waiting for me to leave so he could call down the road to the guy that was going to throw a brick at me, it would have hit me in the head. That going out a different way delayed me a minute or two. We didn't know about that beforehand, or I would have taken a different route or not gone anywhere at all. You've cost me a lot of money where I can't even just fucking go to work because you got some plan. You're going to hurt me. Like right after I tell everybody Mike was drugged in March 2020, before it was even public record, and by the way, not tested till he got to the hospital. He'd already been given Narcan and came to. So the Narcan changed his chemical composition of his body and his blood. So we didn't get the real results, did we? It's a Brady violation. You have the obligation to preserve that evidence, don't you? Kind of exactly the same thing you did to me. You poisoning me, I'm getting sick. Before I have a chance to get down to Tulsa police to talk to a detective to get my blood drawn and analyzed by a forensic pathologist. You have me by physical force, prevented and delayed with your little false arrest gig. He had me arrested for filing a false police report in retaliation for his job as a senator, and stalking isn't that. So that's really also causing some problems with his having to claim that he's stable mentally and a reasonable, prudent individual. Because stalking women has nothing to do with your legislative duties, does it? And I told everybody you were stalking me long before you did this false arrest thing. There was no political vendetta. You don't have any evidence of that because there was nothing. You knew that. You lied. You perjured yourself. You committed fraud in court like 5-6 times now. You think everybody's as dumb as you, don't you? We laugh at you. It's so easy. It's not even fair. This guy's something. You had me arrested before I got a police interview with Tulsa police or a forensic blood analysis to rule out foul play. You were trying to kill me. If you weren't trying to kill me, you would have made sure I had a blood test. If it really was a false police report, you wouldn't have obstructed justice. They had me arrested a week after I filed the police report. I hadn't even talked to a detective yet. There was a video evidence. I didn't get to sit down with a detective and go, look at this video. Here's where this happened. Here's where that happened. Here's what that I'm describing in my police report. You're just trying to do it again. And you get caught every time. You've tried the jewelry scam. Have Terry Wagner, Dave Robertson's BFF from work, have him give her jewelry because his wife was an auction person. So their house looked like a junkyard. Give her jewelry and then we'll say she stole it. I didn't steal. It's junk jewelry. You guys, they were like, starve her to death and have her pawn it. Well, I take a picture of it. My guy looks at it. He goes, this shit isn't worth $10. A pawn shop's not even going to take it. So I don't think they gave her the jewelry yet because this shit is like Walmart crap. A pawn shop won't take it. So that didn't work out. You got caught on that. Then there was the drug trafficking, right? Have that guy ask her, that drug dealer ask her to ask that cop if he wants her the drugs, and that's trafficking. We'll get her on that. That didn't work out because I'm not stupid. And I don't ask anybody if they want drugs. I'm like, I stay the fuck away from that. Everybody knows that. You want to do drugs, or you want to talk about drugs, you want to, not in front of me. I stayed as far away from that as I could get. As soon as, if I was in the bathroom and they started talking about drugs, man, I hightailed it out. I can't even go to work without you fucking with me. Can't go to work without becoming a victim of a crime every time I do. Over and over and over you get caught. So what did my ex-husband do with the gas when he went to get gas with my car? I don't know. I checked it over. There's nothing in it. I do every time I get in my car. I look at the whole thing over. If I get pulled over, what are they going to find? What he have put in there? Because if I'm sleeping and he's got a key to my car, he can put anything he wants in there while I'm sleeping. Kind of like you drain the oil out and you put powder in it. So then the thing was, out in Manford, well, that just upped the chances that it's Charles Perry and not some random guy that did the vandalism. Because it was no forced entry. He has a key to every car she's got. I told Officer Neely that. He buys a key from a dealer. They get the VIN number off of it and get a key. Or he can pay the dealer that I bought it from a little something to get a key. He always gets a key to every car I have. They've done a whole lot to it that I didn't report. So, my guess is it could have been anybody, but it's more likely him because there's no forced entry. This is his habit. This is his pattern. We spot patterns, Mr. Perry. 2 of us drugged, 2 of us false arrested. 2 of us now. Who's Monique? Who's Mary Beth? A French Canadian. French Canadian woman named Mary Beth. Who's Monique? One of these days you're going to explain that one to me. You're going to explain why you did that. She didn't like your sex weirdo problem or what? I mean, come on with this. I know a whole lot more than people than people know I know. I mean, look at this. This is how Mr. Perry, when he types in my phone, go drive. Right after my ex-husband gets gas. and has my car in his possession without me anywhere near it for 20 minutes yesterday, Saturday, February 5th, 2022. This. How did you know Mike had to be begged to go to Pensacola? Did you beg him? See, you knew I had a subpoena to testify. You don't contact witnesses in a murder trial. And you did anyway. How did you want to know? How did I know? You spoofed Lisa's account. Then when I called you out on it, you changed the name to it. And do I know who your other victims are? You mean which of your other victims are talking to us? Reporting your crimes? Right? Is that what you were wanting to know, Mr. Perry? See, this is more evidence that Mitchell and Myers, I was waiting for them to ask me about this right here. They never did. They asked me about my emails. Mitchell, I got too many emails from you. I can't read them all. Mitchell, I sent you 5. And then I said, all of them had evidence attached. And then I said, there's a lot more evidence. I don't want to bog you down with a bunch of emails, so I'm going to set up a Dropbox for you. And I did. He never even looked in it. Mitchell was representing Mike Neely. What happened to, you got a fiduciary obligation to give him a vigorous defense. Yeah, how much did you get paid, Mitchell? That was a sting up, Perry. Myers asked me, what do you do for a living? I'm a dancer. Are you a cop? I just said I'm a dancer. Yep, that was a sting up, sir. They didn't swear me in either, by the way. Golly, you guys are something. This was in 2019. We're going to get a car from her. Economic subjugation. Violent subjugation. Domestic violence. It's criminal, Mr. Perry. This one. He kept wanting us to pull her over. We got sick and tired of him calling. She doesn't bother us. She never calls us. She doesn't call us about anything. We know they're fucking with her car. She doesn't bother us. They always want her pulled over. We got real crimes. I think this was Lucky that said this. I'm not told. This is a recording, Mr. Perry, that a cop played for me. I didn't. I'm guessing that's Lucky, based on the content. Sounds like something he'd say. He was pissed at y'all for getting in my wallet. He told me he was. He flat said it. Now this is the pending court. You got a pending court proceeding. I've told the 14th to cure defect. Stay the fuck away from me. You have a bad habit of outside of court harassment. Have you seen, what is it, ABC Broadcasting versus Shepherd, or Shepherd versus ABC Broadcasting? Those attorneys were sanctioned for allowing their clients to harass outside of court. You have my ex-husband take my car for gas and then do what? And then type in my phone, go drive. We got a cop waiting. Got a cop waiting to pull you over and find something. Is that what you were going to do? Is that what you were planning? You planned that a lot. I get followed around by cops an awful lot for just a normal citizen. Gave a lot of lap dances to a lot of police. Some of them had a great, and we had fun, by the way. Didn't hurt us at all. Didn't hurt me at all. We had a blast. Some of those cops are cool. Had a blast with them. So, there's that. Yeah, you didn't do shit, did you? So, what is that? That's my bond conditions. This is an admission of guilt and an agreement to stop. Charles Perry is a senator, and he said in my bond conditions that you're to leave me alone and cease and desist all forms of all contact. And this was an agreement. Will you lie? Nope, I am not going to fucking lie. You're asking me to break the law. You're asking me, like you do everybody, to break the law, abandon all my ethics, all my morals, all my values, and lie for you, and I'm telling you, fuck you. You are off your nut. I can't believe you have the nerve to ask me that. My son is displaced. He's got to explain a mugshot. He knew. I'm telling him and his dad. They're threatening death and false arrest. I'm calling him from the jail. You know what Charles threatened me with? Well, he did it. I'm in jail. He went down to the police department with me to tell the cops she was being drugged. She's throwing up. But we didn't get to talk to a cop. We filed it with a desk clerk, and we're told we're going to put this in the computer, assign it to a detective. They'll call you and have you come in. The detective didn't call me back until I was already in jail. So I also assert equal protection. Equal protection of the laws of Title 18 of the United States Code, Section 1512 and 1513. Fuck off. Fuck the hell off me. You make me feel raped. I'm not into you. 12 years into this, you've got nothing but hold on. Nothing. And guess what? You're known in a lot of very important, powerful circles as a cop killer. You're a fucking cop killer. I don't care what that jury said. They were wrong. They didn't hear me. You made sure I didn't testify. And then our guys get a call from a reporter friend of theirs. There's 12 reporters that are in the loop. You're not in it. If you can't be trusted, you're not in the loop. And the guy goes, if there was any doubt in our mind before that you guys were right about Charles and Dave killing Lucky and framing Mike, trying to kill Mike, there's not now. She ranted and raved for a year. They're not going to let me testify. They're harassing me. They're starving me to death. They're getting in my money. They're harassing me. They're trying to coerce me. And I flat told you, we are watching Terry Wagner closely. If his money is consistent, he's got nothing to do with anything. It's just a regular customer. If his money goes increases or decreases based on whether or not you think I'm doing what you want or not doing what you want, he's a conduit of coercion, and we got you. We got you on that. What'd you do? You did exactly what he wasn't consistent. He wanted to come in a strip club on the night his wife died. Who the fuck goes in a strip club on the night your wife dies? You needed something that night. We were closed. All those texts are on the docket. All those texts are out. I'm not. So this right here then became a contract. So I filed the lawsuit on breach of contract in Judge Egan's court. We didn't get a hearing. We didn't get shit. Matt Powell called up there and had it dismissed. Res judicata. Nope. Sorry, got to have a fair trial. Nobody filed any lawsuits on breach of contract until this one. And there was no ruling to determine whether or not this is binding on Charles Perry. He agreed to leave me the fuck alone. I said I won't lie, but I'll just say nothing. But there's a caveat. He has to fucking leave me alone. So that's how that came to be. My shrink said your false arrest was a stalking escalation. She treated me for a year and a half for PTSD from the arrest. There was no diagnosis of anything and no medication given, no treatment given, just therapy for PTSD from the false arrest. Because when somebody threatens you specifically with a specific harm and then they carry it out, how much more terrifying are subsequent threats? I have panic attacks bad. I'll wake up in the middle of the night throwing my covers off. I feel like I'm smothering. I feel like somebody's smothering me. For a long time, I couldn't go to the grocery. I made a choice that day to file a police report. You have to get a protective order in Oklahoma. So I'm acting in compliance with the laws in the state where I live. I've lived in Oklahoma longer than I lived in Lubbock. I left for a reason. I hate drama. Everyone does. We're busy, Mr. Perry. We have a life. We work. You gotta try it sometime. Then you don't need a cover-up. Where's Jackie, your wife, when you betray her and bother me? Sit around on your fat, lazy ass, perverting around, causing one problem after another, after another, after another. Let's frame her for this. Let's frame her for that. It's election time. We gotta get her back in jail so he can announce his candidacy. We gotta call these people. Is it you? Did you leak? We gotta call these people. Did she ever talk about knowing guys in law enforcement to you? Who are these guys helping her? Anybody, y'all know anybody that would know? Oh my gosh. Get the fucking hay out of your mouth, hillbilly. Why do you guys talk like that? I don't even get it. That is fucked up shit. So, Matt Powell calling up since I was in Sapulpa constantly. Do you know her whereabouts? Can we get Cindy's address? What's her whereabouts? since I lived in Sapulpa. And then he sent mail to my protected address. I flipped a gasket over that. Mind your own business. Then you don't need to cover up. The question for everyone else who is not sociopath and has empathy isn't who told. You know what the question is? Why in the fuck are they doing that to her? These are all the court cases. Everyone knows right before I need to file something, I go broke. You get in my wallet. All of a sudden I don't make money. Doesn't matter what it is I'm doing. Doesn't matter what it is I'm doing, does it? So, in fact, this is the whole thing about, well, now she's got the I told you so factor. So we've documented everything, and this is going over who Catherine is. This was stalking. Again, Mr. Perry's got some mental impairments that disallow him from understanding clearly what legislative duties are. It's not doing this shit. Is it? It's not doing this shit, Mr. Perry. So we've documented everything you fucking tried to do this weekend. Like, we need her to go drive. Why? What's it to you? Why don't you mind your own business? You know, you shouldn't care what I'm doing. The whole thing, the whole allegations, Mr. Perry, are stalking, which is a felony in the state of Oklahoma. So I'm asserting equal protection to the rights of that, too. I have the right not to be stalked. I have the right not to be a victim of domestic violence and have financial loss and time loss. You take up a lot of my time, and we're all kind of tired of it, sir. Look at this one. Here it is. Go back in your car. He's typing that in my phone. Go back in my car. Again, go work. How do you know what the fuck is this? Get back in your car. Go drive. Why? So you can do what? The same thing, something similar to you did to Mike when you coaxed him to Pensacola? You already had a premeditated murder planned. You just needed to make sure he got there for it. You can't beat someone to death when you're drugged and unconscious in respiratory distress and then end up with not a mark on you, can you? And instead of coming out and saying, yeah, there's no way he did that, but we didn't do it, so we want to make sure that the right guy's found. We don't want that suspicion on us. This is right here. I'm not going to pull all this up because, again, you're taking up a lot of my time having to document what you're trying to do. Because we usually come out with it before you do it, not after. It's not an afterthought to explain away something. It's a before. I said before in the McNamara email, he's going to arrange a false arrest to try to coerce me, intimidate me into a lie, and then you did in January the following year. The email was sent October 29, 2015. You did it in January 29, 2016. I told you so. I told you so. I did say. I kept telling everybody. I'm getting threatened with this specifically. So, there's this right here. The whole thing about the murder of Chief Miller and the attempted murder of Mike Neely and the frame-up, the fraud and perjury in his court, in his trial. Whole thing was over her car. Yep. And I said he was drugged and not tested till he got to the hospital in March 2020, and it wasn't on the docket until May. Well, I'm sorry. I don't think it was on the docket till like June or July 2020. The information was obtained in depositions in May because I have police helping me, Mr. Perry. They watch y'all 24/7. They work very hard, trying to keep me safe from you, trying to end the suffering you cause. They watch me too, making sure I'm safe. Right after that, they record you talking about, I think we found the hitman that can kill her, and it won't be linked to us. You got caught saying that. And the way that you always do, genius that you are, you were going to do it anyway. So then they record you again. Well, we got Perry, listen to this, talking to the hitman. He's telling the hitman, give her a shot. We're going to fake a medical emergency. She'll help. You need to tell her that the person she was helping had some disease. She needs a shot or she'll get it too. Give her strychnine. It'll kill her dead. And the guy said, what if she won't take the shot? Perry says, you make sure she takes the shot. You tell her she'll die if she doesn't take it. My guy goes, don't go to work tonight. So I missed work. I missed income from work because you did that. They hired a financial dude to go around to every club where I've ever worked, when I'm on nights when I was there and not there, to find out how much money you ran off. They know to the penny what that is. And then he goes, and on top of that, all the nights she missed work because you guys told her not to go, they were going to kill her or they were going to hurt her. She was in danger. Stay home. How much money that was. They know to the penny how much money it cost me. Leave me the fuck alone. Do not contact my family again, any of them. Leave us alone. Leave us the fuck alone. And these guys are like, they were told she already knows you use her family. And David and Charles will do it anyway. And then she's like, well, I told you so. I told you so. Ringtone email. Harassment email. Mike was drugged email. Over and over and over, you're fucking caught. Just so many of these, 33,000 emails representing 33,000 recordings. And that's just what you know about Mr. Perry. That's not even all of them. So what happened is, instead of him honoring his commitment to leave me the fuck alone, they planned this. And all the inmates heard about it and got pissed off. Most people's question isn't who told. Most people's question is, why in the fuck are they doing that to her? I get called into the bathroom when I get home. 2 girls that worked there pulled me in the bathroom. Not Christians, not church deacons, not even high school graduates. And they're like, what in the fuck is going on here? That senator was in here telling us, well, you guys need to make Cynthia not care about, and Cynthia and Fabian not care about each other so much. And if she won't, and she's going to have to start liking Charles. And if she doesn't change her mind, we're going to put her back in jail until she does. She's going to do what we say, or else. And the girl goes, what in the fuck happened to dinner and a movie? What is this put her back in jail bullshit? What is wrong with that dude? And what's the deal with this Fabian guy? They're scared to death of him. He must be a good guy. They're scared shitless of that guy. They absolutely do not want you talking to him. They're going to put you in jail so you can't talk to him. Thinking that'll make you like Perry. What in the fuck happened to dinner and a movie? What happened in Dallas? What happened over there? What's going on here? All you did is make everybody ask more questions. Yep, you got leaks. So this is when I'm in jail. Those girls are telling me you need to get rid of your phone. He's going to hack your phone and tweet from it and say you did it. Check into Flexi Spy. So I did. I disconnected my phone the second I got home. Sure as shit, he tries to. So we're going to harass the hell out of her, and when she tells on us, we'll claim she's harassing us. Justice Scalia was in West Texas while they were planning that, and he dies. And everybody's complaining. William O. Ritchie, commander of DC Homicide, says they didn't do the death investigation like we would have. They didn't follow procedures like we would have had he died over here. What are they covering up? Justice Scalia was, him and Ruth Bader Ginsburg were in an interview talking about the First Amendment. Tweets, Twitter. It's free speech. He's the one judge that said flag burning is free speech. You were worried he was going to rule against you if you tried to use me as a test case in his court. So oddly, it's not in some other place. It's not at some other time. It was right then when you guys were doing this, right there in West Texas, February 15th. I was in jail in Lubbock. We were all in Lubbock. We were all in West Texas when he died, including him. So, who the fuck do you think you're fooling? What we heard is there's 2 possibilities of what happened to Lucky Miller. Mike was drugged, sitting on the bed or something. He passes out. Lucky and the offender start fighting. When John comes up, he opens the door only enough to see his face. Mike had, he didn't need to conceal Mike, the other guest in the room. An angry drunk isn't going to be dead quiet. Somebody's behind him with a gun to his head. And the second he shut the door, they subdue him and pull him back into that corner. Because if you're knocked out in a fight, your body's going to be slumped over, not laying flat straight up, nice and neat in a very small, confined space. And then you threw Mike on top of him and left thinking he's dead. So we've heard two scenarios. One is that Dave hired bikers to do it, or it was Texas Rangers that have been covering up for Charles Perry for years. They don't like people talking. They thought Lucky and Mike were... Well, Lucky and Mike clearly said, yeah, we're not putting up with that here. Is that true? Which one is it, Charles? I'd love for you to explain that to me. When you explain why you did to Mary Beth what you did to her. Who's Monique? Huh? You gonna explain all that at some point? I think you probably will. I think it'll probably surprise you. So two cops tell me, I send a letter to the U.S. Attorney. They tell me, in August 2015, that senator called us wanting to find a way to arrest you, and we told him that's not why we signed up to be police. You had a meeting in Sepulpa. There's too many, what did he call it? Whiny hearts or tender hearts in this room. The first time you asked everybody to hurt me. And the guy that was, telling everybody to hurt me, people were complaining about it. There's too many tender hearts in this room or something like that. Too many sappy hearts. I don't know what he said, but something to that effect in Sepulpa. Yep, I heard it. It's been a while, so I can't remember exactly the verbiage that he used. Something to that effect. Yeah, okay, you're pissing everybody off, see? The question isn't who told and who are they telling. You don't care about that anyway. You defy them every day. What difference does it make what their name is? You're defying the law. You're defying the law. Lawmen. You don't give a fuck what their names are. Everybody else wonders why the fuck you're doing that, not who told. And when you bother me, you get caught. And that's all that happens, sir. Nothing else happens. Don't contact me in any form. Don't hack me. Don't peep. Don't go anywhere near my family. Don't go anywhere near my friends. Don't go anywhere anywhere near anybody I know. Ever again. And my guys are watching my money right now because there's a court pleading due, and every time there's a court pleading due, I'm broke. And that's your fault. Anytime you interfere with a contract, anytime you interfere with commerce, anytime you interfere with a job, anytime you interfere with money that is rightfully mine and you take it, they're going to get you on that, and you have to live with it. Mr. Perry, no one asked what you think, did they? When you interfere with money that belongs to me, sir, you're going to get a charge. Harassment of my witness, grand larceny with intent to coerce. You're going to get a charge. You're going to jail. You're not going to bother me anymore. You're not. When in your life has your crime been caught this much? When in your life has your crime been caught this much? Let me know. Have your attorney let me know. And please remember who the fuck it is you're talking to. So these guys said, you just watch yourself, because we told them no. We did not sign up to be police. To do shit like that. You've had 3 police now communicate distaste and disgust for what you're asking them to do. 3 of them. So stop. Stop fucking with the cops. Stop fucking with the cops. Police are to relieve suffering caused by crime. We pay them to do that. They are to take care of us. We take care of them. They have a roof over their head and a car in their driveway. From us, we're taking care of them. They are to take care of us, not you. So there is to be no discrimination, gender discrimination. Bribery. You got some bribery charges coming too. $25 million, sir, is a lot of money to pay for a cover-up you didn't get. When you fuck with me, that's what happens. You don't know who I am, and you don't know who I know. There's a link to this article, though. Perry was all like, yeah, you don't have... Here's where he tried to text from my phone right after I disconnected it. I was being pulled over by Manford Police. Maybe Mike. I don't even know who it was. But I actually did fuck up. So, me and Dennis were looking for food. And everything closes at like the crack of sundown in the small towns. So, I'm passing a Jiffy Trip. Dennis goes, wait, stop here. Well, I was in the left-hand lane. Made a right-hand turn from the left-hand lane. I got pulled over. I had a new phone. My new phone was with me. I get back to the house, and somebody's been trying to text from my disconnected phone, not realizing it was disconnected. Mr. Perry paid a bill. Paid the wrong one. Then tells me you can thank me later. I'm like, well, how about you stop hacking me? You shouldn't even know about this bill. This bill's in dispute. That $375, I didn't pay it. I write letters, certified mail, and made phone calls to Mr. Kaufman asking for a copy of that check. To this day, he's never given it to me. I got every excuse in the book. What is there to hide? I might have evidence that you paid a bill you shouldn't even know about. This was the bill I needed paid. But if I'd gone to you and said, can you help me with my bill? I'd only talked to you about this guy and never even mentioned that guy. But you saw hacking and you got him mixed up. Hacker peeper. This right here, these guys in Manford were commenting on these because Matt Powell got recorded. I think it was Manford. Might have been Creek County. Can we just say she got confused? Perry was spreading rumors of an affair, and I got pissed off about it because the rumors got back to me through my client for County Commissioner, Frank Morrison. Frank Morrison and I had been in Matt Powell's office talking to his employees. They didn't like the pay or some kind of insurance problem. They switched to insurance, and their premiums went way up. So they called us. I didn't know those people. They called us and wanted a meeting. So I went in and talked to his ADAs. They were pissed off at, they're showing us a pay scale. Other counties make this amount of money. We're like the lowest paid county in the state. And we want that changed. We're not happy with the incumbent. And we didn't like the insurance changeover either. So I was actually a few feet away from Matt Powell and didn't ever meet him. But Matt calls up and says, can we just say she misunderstood Frank? And the guy was like, well, you can. But the thing is, these were in December 2011. Again, nothing political in it. You can, but he never asked her why she's pissed, which means he already knew. The argument is over. Stop spreading rumors of an affair. There's not one. Be professional. I have a career and 2 kids. I don't need this drama. You know, Perry, some people complain. Soap opera queen's coming up here this week. Lovely. I don't want to have to deal with that shit. Get a life. Grow up. You act like a fucking teenage little girl. The only people that care is the guys on your payroll. They like your money. Ask them to do the same job for free. You know, cut the fuck out. This is, so he was like, you can, but I don't think it'll work. Because he never asked her why she's pissed, which means he already knew why she was pissed. He never denies spreading rumors of having an affair. He denies. My allergies are bad. He denies having employees. Well, everybody knew he had employees. This is why everybody questions your mental status. You're unclear on what your legislative duties are. It's not stalking women. My guys have power, Charles. They get this to me in jail. Right up under your nose. Very specific to me. Fabian. Who's Fabian? Those girls, Lady Godiva's. What's the deal with this Fabian guy? They're scared to death of him. They said, we got to make them not care about each other. And she's got to like Charles, or we're going to put her back in jail. Try to find a way. Watch everything she does and let us know if you find any way she does anything at all that we can use to put her back in jail. If she won't subjugate. Be coerced. You cause duress. That's coercion. You want me to lie. I'm not going to lie. I've said that. Nobody's caught your crime like we have. I want to know, when in your life before me has your crime been caught this much? Don't forget who it is you're talking to. You seem to always forget who you're talking to. Don't contact me. I don't like it. I don't like you. If you want to sit down and confess to what the fuck you did to Lucky and Mike and Mary Beth and Todd Reno, Cliff Burnett, Justice Scalia. What about David Nielsen? Was that just some freak accident, or did you think he was a leak too? Because David was one of 5, let's see, there was about 5 people that knew there was a problem initially. Right before I moved, I told 2 more, Nielsen and one other person, I'm not going to say who. I don't want them to end up dead too. Now, you can't kill, see, you might have been able to before me, killed people and they wouldn't suspect you. Oh, he's so nice. They seem so nice. Oh, serial killers always seem so... Ted Bundy seems so nice. John Wayne Gacy seems so nice. Until they don't. Until they're bludgeoning somebody's head. Dropping a little something, poison in their drink. Arsenic. You know. Having somebody run over them with a car. I mean, now though, you're top of the list of suspects. Always and forever, top of the list of suspects in murder. Murder in the first degree. Not second degree, Mr. Perry. Murder in the first, capital punishment. If we can get you to pass your IQ test. Capital punishment. That's the goal. You're ruining people's lives. You're hurting people. We're all sick of it. Nobody cares who told. You know what we all care about? Why the fuck would you put people through that? You're caught when you fuck with me. They got that to me in jail. You're a butt-in and nothing more. Nothing more. In 12 years, there's not been a date. You're told on and caught, and told on and caught, and told on and caught. And if you have to send me a text to ask, how did I know Mike Neely had to be begged to go to Pensacola? You premeditated that murder, sir. You want to explain yourself? I'm happy to take your confession. I'm happy to take your confession. Explain away. Who's Monique? Who's Mary Beth? French-Canadian woman, Mary Beth. What happened? What happened that night? There's a woman named Mary Beth, sometimes goes by Beth, French-Canadian woman. Bludgeoned to death, found naked, her body dumped at a lake just outside Billings. I Google it, sure as shit, there is a lake just outside Billings. Mr. Perry starts explaining, I took her clothes off and burned them in a nearby campsite to get rid of all the evidence. They don't have anything on me. Look what I can do and get away with. Not this time. Not this time. 3 or more, it's serial. Serial killers appear charming. That's how they suck a victim in. Ted Bundy appeared charming until he didn't. John Wayne Gacy appeared charming until he didn't. Ted Bundy was involved in politics. So was John Wayne Gacy. They found a bunch of boys dead under his house. Ted Bundy's ex-girlfriend got him to confess to all those murders in Colorado. And to make it worse, he wanted to be cremated and sprinkled out there with them. Oh my God. Who the fuck is that sick? Who the fuck is that sick? Somebody that would kill and kill and kill and kill and kill. And the only thing you gave a fuck about is who told. Everybody else wants to know, why the fuck did you do that? Why the fuck are you putting her through that? All this hardship. She had a great life until you came along. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. You want to frame me, you want to smear me, you need a cover up. And all that has happened is you just get caught. He's trying to do this. I told you so. He's trying to do that. I told you so. You did the harassment. You can't even say you didn't have any plan like that got all over the jail, because you did it twice in civil court. You did it in the recent one, the state case. You did it in Lubbock, in the federal case. I wasn't there. I wasn't in the room. Too many ex parte hearings where she's not there. So that gave her a lot of credibility. She has a claim, and she's not stupid. She doesn't have a law degree. They got 5 seasoned attorneys. What difference does it make if they let her in court? She didn't know what the fuck she's doing. So she's at least good enough, and she has enough of a claim. They will not let her in court. They'll go in there and lie, and she's not there to show evidence in dispute. And I do have evidence in dispute. I absolutely do. There's one right there. Well, he'll give you $5,000 if you'll sleep with them. And I'm like, ew. Right there. I gotta be careful what I say. You might be wearing a wire. He said that 3 times. You know, I danced for 6 years. I met a lot of people. This was the only one that said, are you wearing a wire 3 times? Yep. And at the very end of it, you could ruin him politically. I don't give a shit about that. I want him to leave me alone. And it's over and over. And you get caught in stuff like this. And what do? You go right back at it. And we're like, wow. It's so easy, it's not even fair. I don't even know what to say to that. I've never seen that kind of stupid. I lived in Vegas for a long time. And even in Vegas, you got a lot of stupid in Vegas. You take all the Vegas, you take all the Vegas stupid, and you put it together, and you're still stupider. When you bother me, you get told on. When you bother me, you get told on. Starting with the McNamara email, and it has been every day since. And you just go right back at it. It's like a dog chasing his tail. And I'm going, well, I told you so. Well, I told you so. Well, I did say. But we did say. We told everybody. We did tell everybody that. That's what he's doing. It is stalking. The whole thing is stalking. The vandalism, the frame her for a murder, frame her for, try to get her on, do a second false arrest. Try to kill her, run her off the road in the rain, and we'll say it's the rain. Take all her money and starve her into a lie. Right here, politically, you could ruin him. Yeah, I don't give a shit about that. I just want him to leave me alone. Then you wouldn't need a cover-up. Guess what? No one cares who told on you. You know what everybody else asks? Why the fuck did they do that to her? Why the hell are they doing that to her? What an asshole. No wonder she won't go out with him. He's cruel. He's mean to her. What a fucking asshole. If I did that, I'd be in jail. Why isn't he? Yep. I told you so. I told you so. I told you so. Remember who it is you're talking to, Mr. Perry? When you start ordering me around, go drive. Why? Because you're going to do what? What are you going to do, Perry? You do what you do. We just sit here and collect all, you shit yourself all the time, and we just sit here and collect it, build a case against you. It's piling up high. We want all of you at the same time. No deals. No deals. No need for a confession. I don't need a confession. You want to explain? You can explain. We don't need a confession. It's that high. So, our guys are being asked, please hurry up. We're sick of this. Not just by me, but by other people too. We're all sick and tired of you. Leave me the fuck alone.
Stalking me! Please.
If she can say, stop stalking me and do something to document the stalking, so can I. Equal protection. 14th Amendment. So if Taylor Swift can, so can I. If David Letterman can, so can I. If Polly Peretti can, so fucking can I. You don't get to selectively prosecute. Well, it's me, and I want to run for office, and I need to cover up, and I need her to shut up. So let's let's claim we're being harassed and lie in court again. Leave me the fuck alone. Leave me the fuck alone. Then you won't have to ask who told. Stay the fuck away from my family.
I can't live here anymore because you stalked me. That's why I moved.
Just
Leave me alone.
I will. You talk to me for 2 minutes.
No,
I'll leave you alone.
0 minutes. I don't want to ever talk to you again. I don't ever want to hear your voice to you. Please,
what
God
happened?
bless you, but
What
please leave me
happened?
alone. Please leave me alone. Please stop following me.
You won't call the cops.
Stop. I don't. Stop
that.
stalking me. Please, I can't live.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave
You
me
can tell
alone.
all you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute?
He wasn't asked. What was he asked? 6 times. Leave me the fuck alone. Stay the fuck away from me. Nobody asked him what he thought of her clothes. Mr. Perry, no one cares what you think. You're not asked. You're told. Leave me the fuck alone. No one cares who told. We're all going, why the fuck is he doing that to her? I asked that. Everybody that helps us asked that. No one cares who's telling. Everyone cares, why the fuck are you putting her through that? I moved twice to get away from you. I went through a lot of trouble. I uprooted my son. We had to start all over again, not once but twice. And my girls at Godiva's are like, what the fuck happened in Dallas? They're scared to death of Fabian. They want to put you in jail. What happened in Dallas? Something. If they're coming up here saying that.
I'm serious.
Sir, please leave.
That's okay. I don't care.
Leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. Leave me alone. Please.
Just talk to me for 2 minutes and I'll leave you alone.
Oh, God. It's too damn early for this shit. Leave me alone.
How do you dress like this? What are you a prostitute? I'm serious.
Sir, please leave me alone.
All you want.
I don't want proof of this. Please leave me alone.
Hey men, leave women the fuck alone. When they're in public, when they're doing anything, you don't have the right to their attention. You don't have the right to step into their personal space. You don't have the right to them. Especially if they're making it very clear they don't want to be talked to. But even when they're not, unless a woman is giving you enthusiastic and continuous body language and signs that she wants to talk to your ugly dumbass, then leave her the fuck alone. Find a date a different way. Okay? It's not clever. It's not cool. It's not cute. It's garbage. It's absolute garbage behavior. And you're a garbage person if you do it. I don't care if it's in public. It doesn't fucking matter. You don't have the right to her. And you need to leave her alone. And this is Bacon.
This YouTube channel has all kinds of educational videos for law enforcement, for judges, for victims. It's called the National Stalking Resource Center. If you're a local police officer, you need to look at it. You need to look at it. Look, people are tired of corrupt cops. I'm sorry, but they are. Look at the Derek Chauvin thing. If you can't tell by that, and everybody's outcry, defund police, you can't trust them. If you can't get it together after that, you're asking to be defunded next time something blows up. Because all these problems bubble up to the top and blow. That's just life. It's society. It's a process. It's a cleansing process, really. There are complaints. There are flags. Everybody brings it out and says, we need to fix this. It doesn't get fixed. And then there's a major catastrophic event. And then followed by a corrective event, like defunding police, the riots. There shouldn't have been riots. That's awful. I'm sorry, there was. And I hated that fellow police officers were harmed. Because you want to be a jackass. And you want to be a dirty cop. You don't get to do that. You don't. And the public society, our country society said, we don't tolerate that here. It's not tolerated in a civilized society. We decided we're not going to have corrupt cops. We're not going to have misogyny and racism. And they're the same. Discriminating against a woman is just as bad as discrimination for racism. You don't get to do that. You don't get to take a bribe and lie and be corrupt. Get out of law enforcement. If you want to do that, go work for Charles Perry directly and let him take care of you. Because when the taxpayers are taking care of you, we expect you to take care of us, not the bad guy. And then maybe get Lucky killed because you didn't do shit on my obstruction case. You got a fellow cop killed. Mike's sitting over there in jail for something he didn't do. He's a victim. He's been victimized over and over and over thanks to you. Thanks to you. I stepped up. I took the brunt of the sacrifices to help him, and I don't know him. I don't know him. I did it because it's the right thing to do. I can't imagine not doing it. I couldn't live with it. Couldn't imagine not helping him. That room, that courtroom, should have been full of Oklahoma law enforcement backing him up. Looking at the same thing I did. Evidence. That guy has not a mark on him. The arrest report doesn't list any injuries that you would see in a fight. I'm not going to pull that. I've been over that and over that and over that. It's everywhere. Anybody can see it. So if you're a local, you need to educate yourself. You need to educate yourself. Don't you guys have to take continuing education? Fucking educate yourself. LAPD has a threat management unit to handle stalking so that you don't end up with a dead body. I don't want to be, featured on the first 48. Oh, we solved this one. Yeah, a monkey could do mine. Shooting fish in a barrel. I end up dead. Everybody knows Perry did it. Whether he thinks that or not, he's delusional. He thinks he's got everybody fooled. I'd like a list of those people. I promise you, when I talk to them, they're not going to be fooled. People tell you stuff that you want to hear to your face, so they don't get threatened. They don't lose a job. They don't feel scared. So whatever I have to say to make you shut up and go away, I'll say it. They're not telling you what they really think, but they tell other people behind your back. You're not fooling anybody. You're not fooling anybody. You'd have to be really stupid not to get it at this point. You're doing exactly what I say. Leave me the fuck alone. I want nothing to do with you. And nobody cares about who told on you. The questions most people have who aren't sociopath and have empathy is, why in the fuck are they doing that to her? Leave me alone.